Okay, good morning, friends, and welcome to a new week. It's Monday, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. Monday Math Chat is here for us and ready to go. So if you look at the Monday Math Chat, it says, show your strategies for solving, right? And what we're trying to solve is 5 plus 4. And you can choose to use the count up strategy, the double strategy, or the other strategy. It's up to you, okay? So decide upon which strategy you're going to use, and then go ahead and solve using that strategy to find the sum of 5 plus 4. Go ahead. Okay, friends, you have about 20 seconds left to finish up. And I'm going to call time. All right, everybody put your pencils down. All right, so again, our math chat this morning was to decide which strategy, count up, doubles up, or another, that we were going to use to solve the problem 5 plus 4. So I'm wondering which one you used. Okay, maybe you used count up. Oh, sorry. Maybe you used count up, right? And if you used count up, that would mean that you started with the larger number, 5, and counted up 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay? Or maybe you use the double strategy. And remember, when you use the double strategy, which number do you start with? The higher number or the lower number? That's right. You always start with the lower number and double that. Okay? So 4 plus 4 equals 8. Very good. And 5 is 1 more. So 1 more than 8 is 9. So 5 plus 4 equals 9. Same answer. Now, if you used another strategy, perhaps you chose to use the number line. Okay? And if you used the number line, you were still counting up. Or maybe you decided to use your 10 frame. Okay? And you filled in your 5 across the top, and then again you counted on, or you looked at it, you just drew it and you saw, oh, there's one missing. So 1 less than 10 would be 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. Regardless of which strategy you use, whichever one worked for you, the sum that we got using number line, 10 frame, count up, doubles, we all came to the same conclusion, that 5 plus 4 equals 9. Good job. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and close this down. And while I'm closing this down, what I would like you to do is to go ahead and take out your 10s quiz. We're using the A today. And I had asked that everybody had theirs set up and ready to go, so that we were ready to rock and roll as soon as we were finished with our math warm-up. Right? As I said, today is the A quiz. Right? And I'm going to set the timer for 1 minute. My two friends that need to set for 1 minute and 30 seconds, you go ahead and do that. All right. And everybody else should have their pencil in the writing hand and their writing up on the table. Ready, set, go. Okay, my other friends, please just keep working. My two friends that need to keep working. Everyone else should have put their pencil down and turned their paper over to a parent or a friend who's sitting with them. Okay, and now my other friends need to stop as well. Good job, boys and girls. If you would make sure that mom and dad get that paper so that they can look at it and tell Mrs. Moran how many you had correct. Mrs. Moran likes to know how many you had that are correct. Oh, I guess I didn't need to put that in. And we're going to insert that camera again. And we're going to full screen again. And what I meant to do was to take away the tense quiz and to review the 2 points. On Friday, we worked with recognizing. Let's scoot this over just a little bit. We talked about this point. Does anybody remember what this point is? That's right, it's a penny, okay? Of all the coins we talked about last week, the penny is the only one that is copper in color, okay? Here's the head of the penny and the tail of the penny, right? And we talked about whether it's the heads or the tail of the penny that's facing up. Each penny is worth 1 cent. And so when I count pennies, I count by ones. And we practiced a lot with counting pennies, all just pennies, okay? So this would be 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, all right? This would be 1 cent and 2 cents, right? So again, those are pennies. They're each worth 1 cent. And when I count pennies, I count on by one. Now, on Friday, we talked about one of the silver coins. And one of the silver coins that we talked about was the nickel. And again, on the front of the nickel, you see a picture of President Thomas Jefferson, and on the back or the tail of the nickel, you see the home that he built, he designed and built and lived in called Monticello. Okay, now Gabby noticed something the other day with the corners that she had at her house, and I thought that I had noticed the same thing with my corners, and I did. Gabby noticed that but what Gabby did notice was that the face on her nickel looked different. It had been redesigned by the people at the mint, the place where they make the money. But regardless of the design, the president that is on the nickel is always going to be President Jefferson right now, and the tail or the back is going to be his home. And again, you told me that a nickel is worth how much money? That's right, I remember Alessandro telling us that a nickel is worth 5 cents. And so, would I count nickels by ones, or would I count them by some other number? You're right, we would count them by fives, okay? So 1 nickel is worth 5 cents, so when I'm counting it, I say 5 cents. And if I had 2 nickels, then I would say 5 cents, 10 cents, right? If I had 3 nickels, I would say 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents. And you remember that we said you can use the word cents, C-E-N-T-S, Or you can use the symbol for that word, which is a lowercase c with a lowercase l down the middle of it. Okay? Now, on Friday, we counted pennies all by themselves, and we counted nickels all by themselves. But what if my dad, when he gets home from work, empties his pockets, and this is the change that comes out of his pockets? How am I going to count the coins to find out how much money was in Dad's pocket? I wonder how we'll do that. Well, we could go back to what we did on Monday, if you remember Tuesday, and we separated all of the pennies, and we separated all of the nickels. Okay, so we have pennies and we have a nickel. So I could count 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent. That's hard for me. So what I think I'm going to remember to do when I count coins is to put the larger coin, the coin that's worth the most money, first. And then I will put my coins that are worth less money after that. Now that makes sense, because now I can say 5 cents, that's not a nickel, it's a penny. So now what I'm going to do is count on 1. 5 cents. 1 more than 5 is 6, so that's 6 cents. Another penny. 1 more than 6 is 7, so that's 7 cents. All right, so let's see what would happen if I throw in a couple more pennies and another nickel. Dad, once again, empties his pocket. There you go. That's what was in his pocket. Can you tell Mrs. Moran what she should do in order to make counting the coins easy? That's right. Okay, we're going to put the coins that have the larger value, that are worth the most, first. And then we're going to put the coins that have next amount of value. I don't think you can see them that way, so you can put them this way. All right, so am I going to start counting my pennies first, or am I going to start counting my nickels first? You're right. I want to count my nickels first. And how am I going to count them? Right again, we're going to count them by fives. Here we go. 5 cents, 10 cents. Now I'm out of nickels. So am I going to count on by fives again, or am I going to count on by ones? You're right. The pennies are worth 1 cent, so I'm going to count on by 1. I said 5 cents, 10 cents. 1 more is 11 cents. 1 more is 12 cents. 1 more is 13 cents. And 1 more is 14 cents. So 2 nickels and 4 pennies is worth 14 cents. Mom empties her coin purse, and out of her coin purse comes this. This time my coins are all alike. What's the name of that coin? That's right, it's a nickel. So here we go. It's our nickels. You can see them, organize them. And nickels are worth how much again? You're right, nickels are worth 5 cents. So should I count nickels by ones, or should I count them by fives? Yes, you're right, I should count them by fives. Here we go. 5, 10, 15. Very good. So again, remember, when we are counting mixed coins, we want to remember to sort our coins, and then always make sure that you are putting the coin that has the largest value first, followed by the coins that do not have as much value. And then you're going to, if your first set of coins is nickels, you're going to count by fives. And since they're next group is pennies. We would count on by ones. 5, 10, 15, 16 because pennies are worth 1, 17, 18, 19. What amount took out of her purse is 19 cents. Okay, now I have a store set up here. We're going to look at the first item in my store that we can buy. And let's make sure that you guys can see my pocket chart. Right? And in my pocket chart, I have a pencil. And to buy that pencil, I must have 8 cents. So, 8 cents. What does 8 cents look like? Well, you're right. 8 cents could be 8 pennies. 1, 2, 3 cents. 4 cents. 5 cents. 6 cents. 7 cents. And 8 cents. Okay? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pennies. Each penny is worth 1 cent. So 8 pennies equals 8 cents. But I wonder if there's another way that I could show 8 cents. Think about it. Is there another way that I could show 8 cents using less than 8 points? Well, let's see. If I take away these 5 pennies and in their place put a nickel, because a nickel, like 5 pennies, is worth 5 cents. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Another way I could purchase that pencil for 8 cents is 1 nickel and 3 pennies. 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Let me take my coins out. Let's see what else is available to purchase at the store. Oh, a glue stick. We can always use a glue stick, although I do like our glue sponges better. Okay, less messy. And here we have 10 cents. Okay, glue stick is going to cost 10 cents. Now, one way that I can show 10 cents is with my 10 pennies. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, and oh, I have another penny. 10 cents. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, 10 pennies, each worth 1 cent. Will buy me this glue stick. But I'm wondering if there's another way that I could give the clerk 10 cents to pay for my glue stick. Well, just like we did with our pencil, I think we could trade 5 of our pennies in for a nickel. And if, again, I stick my coins, coin with the largest value first. Well, let's count and make sure Mrs. Moran is right. 5 cents. Coins change to pennies when counting on 1. 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents. So 1 nickel and 5 pennies is also 10 cents. I wonder if I was able to trade those other 5 pennies into this nickel. I wonder if I can do the same thing. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cents, 5 cents has the same value as 1 nickel. So another way that I can use points to buy this glue stick for 10 cents is with 2 nickels. So 10 pennies equals 10 cents. 1 nickel and 5 pennies equals 10 cents. see what else they have to buy in the store. Oh, they have some sticky notes. Sticky notes are fun. Sticky notes cost 13 cents. So, yes, I could do the same thing because each penny is worth 1 cent. I could use 13 pennies to purchase that sticky notes. Okay, let's see how many we have so far. Count with me. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent, 6 cent, 7 cent, 8 cent, 9 cent. Well, we don't have enough yet. 10 cent, 11 cent. Oh, I hope I have some more. There I go. 12 cents. 13 cents. So if I have 13 pennies and each penny is 1 cent, I have 13 cents. And that is certainly one way to show 13 cents with 13 pennies. But I don't know that I want to walk around with that much change in my purse. Let me see that trick again. Let me take 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, 4 pennies, and 5 pennies, and change them for that coin that's worth 5 cents. What's that coin that's worth 5 cents again? You're right, it's a nickel. So let's see if that worked. Remember, we start with the coin that has the largest value. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cents. Wow, 1 nickel and 8 pennies gives me 13 cents. That's still an awful lot of change to have to walk around with. I wonder how I could still have 13 cents, but with fewer coins. You're right, so let's try it, okay? Let's try 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, 5 cents. Oops. And trade it in for a nickel. Okay? And again, we have mixed coins. We have nickels and we have pennies. We have mixed coins. We're going to make sure that we always start counting with the coin that has the largest value. And in this case, that's a nickel. Because a nickel is worth 5 cents. So 5 cents, 10 cents, 7 cents, 12 cents, 13 cents. So 2 nickels and 3 pennies also equal 13 cents. There's lots of different ways to show money with our coins. Now I'm wondering if there's anything left to buy at the store. Ah, a pair of scissors. Okay, and the scissors cost 17 cents. So let's see if Mrs. Moran has enough pennies to show 17 cents. I sure hope so. Count with me, please, because pennies are worth 1 cent. So count with me my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cents. 10 pennies. 10 cents. I need 7 more. 11. Ooh. 12. 13. 14. 15. Okay, I have 15 pennies. So I have 15 cents. Phew. 16. 17. So 17 pennies equals 17 cents, and I can find the scissors. But that's an awful lot of change to carry around. So what can I do? You're right. I can take 5 of my pennies. 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent, and change them in for a nickel. And I can change them in for a nickel or trade them in for a nickel because a nickel equals 5 cents, the same as 5 pennies. Okay, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, do? Think about it. What have we done a couple times now? That's right. I can get 5 pennies because they're worth 5 cents. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. Am I going to trade them in for another penny? No, of course not. I'm going to trade them in for a nickel because a nickel equals 5 cents, the same value as those 5 pennies I took off the chart. So let's count and make sure we have it. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There you go. 2 nickels and 7 pennies will give me 17 cents. Still an awful lot of money to walk around with. So could I do anything else to have fewer coins with the same amount of money? Excellent thinking. Let's try and trade 5 more pennies. 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents. I can trade them for a nickel because 5 pennies equals 5 cents. And a nickel equals 5 cents as well. So let's move our pennies up here now and let's count. Remember, when we count mixed coins, and we have mixed coins because we have nickels and pennies, we're going to start first with the coin that has the greater value, and that's our nickels. So let's count 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. So you can see that there are many different ways to show one amount of money. Okay? And the important thing to remember is when we are counting mixed coins, we always want to make sure that we start by counting the coins that have the greater value and then count on lesser value. All right? You guys did an awesome job with that. All right, now you will find tonight your lesson a store of your own on your worksheet. All right, and it's going to look something like this. All right, and you will see that there is an item from the store. The beach ball is worth 10 cents. So I am going to color the coins that I need to buy that beach ball. All right, so if it is 10 cents and my coins are all pennies and worth 1 cent, then there's 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, 8 cents, 9 cents, 10 cents. Okay, you will do that for the rest of the items in your store. Color the amount of money that you will need to buy the yo-yo for 12 cents. The coins that you need to buy the gum for 7 cents. The number of coins that you will need to buy the card for 16 cents, as well as the brush for 16 cents. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please remember, today's lesson was all about counting mixed coins. And the easiest way to remember to count mixed coins is to always start with the coin that has the largest value and then continue to count on with the rest of your coins. All right. Thank you so much for all your help with this lesson, and I will see you tomorrow.